So, Nath.
Mm-hmm.
5 questions about this complex.
Yep. Got them written down and everything.
Okay.
You got the map up?
Yeah, I had the map up when I was working on it. Question number 1. Where is the body of Taran Kazmir?
Historically, the bodies of, like, high profile, usually prisoners of war from the Blood War, who are going to be resurrected by the other side if they are ransomed, are stored here in room 32, the one that you've been in. Very recently, Destil retrieved the bodies that were being stored there and moved them outside of the compound.
Wait, but what's our goal here?
Well, that invalidates the next question, but that's fine.
You can replace it if you want.
Yeah, no, was fine to do it. Do the liquids for the center seal room need to be placed in specific repositories?
They do. There are 5 of them, and you can tell which one goes in which by testing each one with a drop of said liquid. So you don't waste the entire water skin or whatever.
Alright, one is gone. The next question would be, what is the third liquid needed for that chamber? After the 2 that we have so far.
Well, starting down that line of research, how do you know that the 2 you have are the correct ones to begin with?
I don't, actually, but...
So you're looking to identify one of the other liquids that is not one of the 2 you already have, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Roll d6.
Oh, why does tabletop lose? It just disappears from the taskbar sometimes. 6.
6. There are extensive records you find in this room. There is it's become to be celebrated as a yearly holiday in Sigil called Green Beer Day. And there is a large quantity of this beer being kept in Destil brewery area, essentially. He has a wide collection, as Edwina told you, of spirits, ales, and beers and wines. And that green beer, identifiable as a Sigillian, if you find where he's storing that, a quantity of that is one of these 5 liquids.
What is the 4th liquid? So should I roll again?
Yeah, roll a d4 this time.
Okay. Oops. What that was? 3.
3. One of Locke's prisoners is named Hrunsivar, the Iron Dragon. And this is one of Locke's oldest prisoners. He's being kept artificially, magically alive so that Locke can prolong his humiliating imprisonment here. But a quantity of his boiling blood is one of the key requirements.
Does it specify whether it boils naturally or if we have to boil it?
No, it's dragon blood. It boils naturally, which means you're not going to be able to put it in a standard water skin.
And the last one is, what is the name of the room south, the opposite of the entrance side of the seal chamber? And I'm not sharing that I'm researching that one with the group.
Okay. You just want to know it for now?
Yes.
Let's see, what number is that room? The name of that room is A Drop of Avernus.
Alright, I'll report the 4 things I found.
Okay.
After an hour.
And what do you do when the hour is up?
Liberation.
That's a plural you, right?
Yeah.
Liberation knocks on the desk and says, "We'll be back later."
And Orson sets to work, repiling up all of the books that Nath went through.
I mean, do you want to spend some more time for me to research that last liquid before we go, or do you think we'll find it?
I think it'll be
Mostly
pretty
to
clear.
avoid opening the door.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty clear.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
gonna be ominous.
Hey, now you guys left this door open the whole time, right?
Yep, we had Zook holding it.
Where is your next destination?
Let's go see Matsahenshin. Let him. We can do that, right? There's no. there's
Why
no
don't
more-
we, well, alright. Yeah.
Well, no. Say what you're gonna say.
Well, I don't think actually there's reasons not to do it, but I was gonna say, why don't we dump off some of our liquids on the way?
I think I'd say we should wait till we have 5, and then
Right.
think
I
we have
agree.
5.
Yeah.
Good point. But maybe we could test it like Nath found out. Just use just a little drop. Find out what goes where now.
That's
I
not a
think
bad idea. Let's make sure that. Yeah, I like that idea because
Yeah, because we are just guessing
We
at the
have-
first 2.
what we have is what they want.
Yeah, there's not a gold door between here and
And
there.
if we have
so-
time pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. There are 2 silver doors where you're going.
Mhm.
Each one requires a thieves' tools and a strength roll.
Okay. Liberation, you want to help me with these strength rolls?
Absolutely.
Take a guidance for the strength.
Okay. Is that a D4?
Yeah.
Well, that's a nat 20 anyway. So 23 on the strength roll.
Super strong.
25, I guess.
I've
Actually.
also never forgotten how to do math. That is a for thieves' tools.
A what?
27 for thieves' tools.
Okay, and look, Riot slides the door open.
You cut out right when you said 27. Like it cut.
Nice.
It cut around the 27.
We excised your 27.
Only
Excellent.
ones will do.
Unless there's. Wait, are we going down there? Oh, that's right. That's right. Because we're testing the liquids.
Then I need the same rolls for this door here.
Alright, short
And
time
again.
memory is garbage.
Get another D4.
Got another.
Another nat
nat
20.
I got a 20 and a 1. It's one of those kind of rolls.
20.
And this one
Thieves' tools.
slides open as well. Back into the center chamber with the blinding light coming up from below.
Any method mans in here?
No, not when you step in.
Okay. Alright.
Is somebody holding this door open?
I don't think there's any need, really.
Okay, let it close behind you.
And I'm going to hand my water skin to Mahogany.
And when you do, whatever quantity is inside no longer sloshes around and feels like liquid. There's still weight to it. It's still filled with something, but it no longer sloshes like water.
Is it immediately after he gives it to me, or before he gives it to me?
As soon as he takes it off of his belt or his pack, wherever he's holding, is when he notices
Okay.
that.
All right, well, let's start around the north. I'm going to start here and work my way around to the left, if you want to go to the right. And I'm going to
Sure.
try a drop of the mirrored liquid.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's all I've got. Yeah. Try one here.
So Riot, you've got the mirror liquid and you're going around this side?
We both have a little bit of mirror liquid.
Okay. Riot, you get a hit.
Okay.
When you put a drop of the liquid in here,
Let me.
it immediately gets siphoned into these little pinholes in the bottom of this basin. And Nath, when
What
you try
happens?
the same thing, the paint just spatters and then evaporates away.
Nath, I got it.
All
This
right,
one.
here, do you want to combine these? That way we don't need 2 people to go over here if we are under any time pressure.
Try
Yeah.
one drop of the mirror liquid in there, your mirror liquid first, just by
That's a good
itself.
point. Make sure it's not 1/2 from each room. I'll try a drop.
And the same thing happens. The drop hits the basin and then immediately gets siphoned into these little microscopic pinholes all throughout the bottom of the basin.
Then Riot transfers Nath's juice into her water skin.
And Mahogany, you're doing What over there?
I'm trying a little bit of the that maybe poison that we found, the acid maybe.
And it's
The
not
mystery.
it's not
the-
water
the-
anymore. When you upend it, you spill like a spoonful of just writhing maggots into the basin, which
I can't
immediately
believe it's
get
not water.
incinerated and smoke away. And looking
Well, there's
down
nothing
inside
saying
the
that one of these
skin,
basins isn't supposed to hold maggots.
you continue around and try maggots in the rest of them.
Yeah,
I'll
put
just
a
try
maggot in
one
each
maggot
one.
in each. Why
Yeah.
not?
And every time you slap a maggot into a basin, it immediately incinerates.
All right. Well,
You got the fake liquid, Mahogany.
I didn't get anything.
Well, 1 down, 4 to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get some of Orson's ink, but we'll save that for later.
Okay.
We can harass him.
Because you think it's a liquid or just to have?
Because I think it's a liquid.
Okay, well,
So
that was
to
fun.
clarify, Nath knows the name of this door, but you're not telling anybody else.
Not yet.
Okay.
Alright, so guess we go pay Mr. Matsuhenshin a visit.
Okay, there's 2 silver doors between here and there, so we need more checks.
Mr. Henshin.
Okay.
Take your
Mr.
guidance.
Don't call him that.
That's his father's name.
He's Japanese. He takes events very easily.
Hey, Mahogany,
21.
how long do I have Fox's Cunning or whatever?
10
You
minutes.
don't. It was like an hour. You don't
Okay.
have it anymore.
That's what I was checking.
So
21 on the door check.
Okay. What did Kelian get?
21.
Okay. It slides open easily. Are you carrying Zook?
Just making it easy.
He's surfing him.
And checks for these doors?
19.
23.
Okay, and once again, the door slides open. And inside you see Matsu Henshin sitting on his like bamboo mat in the middle of the room, meditating, facing away from you. When you enter, he tells you that the permission giver has taken a great interest in your activities.
He said you had the names of some rooms past here. We're trying to reach Anathander?
Bear with me 1 second. He tells you that if you wish to preserve your lives, if you wish to have any chance of leaving this place unscathed, you will not seek the Solar.
Oh, that's his name.
He tells you you've bested ice devils, bearded devils. You've contended with some of the Master's nightmares. You have fished information out of the flimsy and pliable mind of the woman across the way. You may feel confident. You may feel as though your strength is beyond any of the denizens of this place. But I give you my earnest warning that the Solar is beyond you.
We can't stop now.
He nods. He says he will point you in that direction.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
But
as
it
they
will
say.
be a very fierce journey there. He tells you... Actually, I can go ahead and reveal this here. Do you mention that you were looking for the devil that holds the key?
I'm not sure we should, because the Keeper just told us that Well, we may as well. The Keeper told us we had permission to go see Nath, and that Matsuhenshin would give us the names that way. But I'll go ahead and ask, may we also see Ulthor?
He tells you it's beyond in some of the rooms, beyond his station. This room here, he tells you he's bound by honor and duty to allow you inside should you ask. This is the authority granted by the permission giver. However, he tells you this is his private quarters. He asks you that you preserve a measure of privacy and not intrude upon him.
We don't need to go in there unless one of the liquids in the center chamber is in there. Do you know anything about that?
He tells you that the only liquids that he keeps, water for drinking, warm sake, and some amount of ink for calligraphy.
Okay, well, we'll leave it alone for now. We might be back, but that's what for.
Turning south from there, going beyond that, are records rooms. Rooms where Ulthor, who is Locke's records keeper, keeps very detailed accounts of various sorties in the Blood War. The room beyond this door is called the Laws of War.
The Laws of War. Got
Also in that area, you'll find Ulthor's personal quarters. And he tells you that this room is called 10,100 Chain Links.
chain links. Is that chained links? Chain links.
Chain links. And I'm not going to be that pedantic about it, don't worry.
Okay.
It says if you go past the records room, you are entering into a barracks area where many of Locke's personal guard who are on leave. So the room beyond the records area is called Those Lesser Are Sated.
Okay.
And does he know any more than that?
Does he know the name of Enethender's room?
Give me 1 second. I got letters on my map so I could tell me who knows what room. Just double checking here to make sure that I don't give the wrong information.
I'm going to ping a message over the mind link to Riot, and I'm going to say, when he's done, ask him if there's anything else he needs to tell us if we ask.
Yeah, good call.
He says the only other room that he knows of beyond his doorway, much deeper into the complex, he knows the room of Destin Locke's personal quarters, which is where the crown rests.
Okay.
He tells you that that would be at in the center southern area of the complex.
Tracks with what our map says.
Yeah.
He tells you that the Master currently has several honored guests in residence in the complex. And he likes to buy loyalty of these guests with the names of rooms. He feels that if he entrusts information that can be used against him to his guests, that his guests will let their guard down somewhat. He tells you the first of these is far to the south, past the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a graveyard.
See it? Doesn't look like that's locked. I see a door on it.
One of the guests is named Thusius, and Thusius spends a great amount of time in that graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
The other guests you may convene with are envoys from the astral plane, led by a mind flayer named Komato. These two
Right,
entities
gives
would
it-
know a great deal about the names of rooms in the southern area of the complex.
Right, so there's the mind link to Nath. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Not going to say anything.
He tells you if you intend to enter the barracks, that you will very likely be set upon by some number of Locke's forces, including his own military lieutenants. Also, you may ask of the man in the forge, or Locke's newest warlock, in his employ. Also may have information. But Matsuhenshin doesn't know either of them very well.
Okay.
And this duty then fulfilled, he sits back down on his mat and resumes meditation.
All right. Thanks for your help.
Once, as we're going through, Liberation states over the mind link, "Hey, this all gets me kind of on edge because if he's honor bound to tell us all this crap, this is all part of Destin Locke's stupid game."
Yep.
Yeah. Which we knew going in that we were going to have to play the game.
Yeah, I don't like it.
If you had a problem with playing games in this party, you should have left a long time ago.
No.
Yeah.
I only have room in my life for one game right now. I don't need another.
Yeah, I didn't like fighting a bunch of Ice Devils and Chain Devils in one room, and I didn't like the Nightmare rooms, but we did them, and we're doing this.
So you
I'm gonna
stand
be honest
before
with
this
you.
southern
I've
building.
kind of enjoyed fighting those Ice Devils and Chain Devils.
Who's opening this?
Is it Riot's turn again?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Riot will say
I will eat the next one.
Leading
the
from
laws of... Yeah, putting a thumb up there at the laws of war.
Okay.
this is this one right here.
Go ahead
Let's
and
mark that
off,
on our convenient map.
mark off another maximum hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Two adjoining rooms. Don't move in there yet, especially not Mahogany, because you don't want to step into this room without listening to the description. There is a void under the floor of this room, similar to the one you saw with all the glass orbs in the nightmare areas.
I was gonna say that didn't stop Mahogany before.
Do that too. Each 5-foot square of this square room is a 4-foot by 4-foot iron cube. So there's some void in between each one. The floors, walls, and ceilings of this room all contain these cubes, and they seem to periodically rotate on one of their axes.
So what is this, Little Acheron?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm picturing one of those bonus stages in Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
Looking through this room into this circular chamber, the floor is comprised of a large iron gear rotating in place. And you can hear it very loudly. And it's interacting with the cube in this corner of the room in such a way that this cube is kind of spinning on its axis a little bit violently. And again, beneath it is just a void dropping down into nothingness.
And there's Little Mechanus?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So moving across these cubes looks like it's going to be dangerous.
So when you say they're shifting, you mean like literally flipping such that like we would fall if we stood on them?
Eventually, yeah, because it would rotate out from under you, and you would
Right, that's what I was asking, yeah.
slide into the void beyond.
So, watching it for a minute, is there any sort of pattern?
Make an intelligence check.
That ain't me.
Just to check, that'd be a 20.
A 20. And how many minutes do you spend watching it? Just looking for like a...
Well, one, is someone going to stop me? Because Nath just sort of stands here
I mean, Mahogany's going to stop you after 1 minute.
Okay.
Let's be honest here.
Not only do you not perceive a pattern in how these cubes are rotating, it's maddening watching them. Because every few turns, you convince yourself there is a pattern. It feels like the room is playing with you. Like, it knows what you're perceiving and is changing just to mess with your expectations. So it's actually maddening watching these cubes rotate in place.
Now, this is supposed to be the records room.
Yes.
It's like...
You just cut out a little bit, Nick.
Oh, do we see anything that looks like records in here?
Nope, just cubes, and then beyond this room in the circular chamber, large gear in the floor that's rotating around.
Well, you see a large spinning disc.
Yeah. Let's see if we can make it to that disc.
Yeah.
We at least stable footing.
Okay.
It's a
I could
record.
probably make it, no problem.
Well, I think the walls are also rotating.
Yes. And the ceiling up above you, about 15 feet up. So
I can make it, no problem.
you're going first?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do. Instead of moving yourself through, grab the pencil, draw me the path you're taking through this room.
We can move your hand.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Now you remember the path Meryl took when she walked through here.
Yeah. Of course.
I'm only seeing part of a path here.
Yeah, I'll see you
So
get to the
the
gear.
center- Oh, is that the over here in 6?
Yeah, 6 is the gear. And the
Okay.
interchange is where the gear runs into a cube.
There are 3 cubes here, here, and here that are interacting with the gear in the next room. And you want to step on all 3 of them, okay. Now, once you're in the circle, that's fine. Okay, so. I'm rolling a lot of dice here, bear with me.
I love dice.
Liberation.
Hey,
I need a dexterity saving throw. DC 12.
That's weird.
pass.
Pass. And this gear, or this cube rather, as you step out carefully onto it, moves out from under you. And you very deftly leap forward along your path. And you keep moving. Make me another saving throw.
Pass.
Now, the rest of you in the doorway, you're just watching him move, right? Nobody's in there with him?
Yeah.
Right.
Alright.
Make
I
me
cast jump on myself.
another dexterity saving throw.
Oh, there we go. Let's key point that.
Okay?
Much better. That's pass.
Okay. And you leap to the next cube.
Let me dock myself a key point real quick while you do your bookkeeping.
And you get to one of the faster moving cubes. Make that dex save again. DC's 15 on this cube.
Let's key point that. There we go.
Okay. And then you step out onto the gear. So now you're rotating kind of clockwise. Oh, is it clockwise or counterclockwise? Yeah, rotating clockwise around this room kind of slowly. And looking up into the ceiling, again, 15 feet up off the ground, there's an identical gear spinning the opposite direction. Bizarrely, the 2 gears are linked by this iron shaft connecting the floor to the ceiling. And when you look at where it connects to the floor, it looks like the shaft is turning one way. When you look up at the ceiling, it looks like it's turning the other way. This is some crazy Escher bullshit right here.
Yeah, it is. Call back to the others and say, hey, Easy as pie.
You guys just watch him very carefully and very deftly leapfrog his way from cube to cube, and every time one started to shift out from under him, he quickly leapt to the next one.
Do you guys want me to deal with this?
What do you have in mind?
Wall of force to walk across?
I was just gonna jump it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have any trouble. Nath, you think you're gonna have trouble?
I'm not the fastest on my feet, but I could probably manage.
Riot casts Eel's Grace or some BS like that. Nath.
Did you say Eel's Grace?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the animal is. It's you know what we're talking about, though.
Crab
Yeah, no, eels are
swiftness.
the most graceful of aquatic. That's what everyone remembers about Super Mario 64, is that graceful eel. I'll go
is
first then in
Eel's
case
That's Eel's Grace.
your concentration gets broken.
Draw the path you want to take out.
Yep.
You're on.
That's a
Yeah,
ruler.
it's not-
ruler.
I like Nath actually steps out in the room and gets a ruler out of his pack and starts.
Well, let's not be ridiculous. He gets a plumb line from back in the hallway, gets a protractor.
Okay, Nath.
Mm-hmm.
Dexterity saving throw on this square.
And I take it this isn't a spell.
Nope. This is just the physical movement around you.
It's just a joke. I passed it. It was 12, right?
Okay. And you very swiftly, not quite as gracefully as the monk, but you do hop over to the next cube.
I whisper over to Riot. Did he not know I meant jump with a capital J?
And one last dexterity saving throw on this square.
13.
13. Liberation.
Hey,
You watch as Nath makes it across this room, and he has a luckier path than you. Fewer of the cubes rotate. But as he steps out onto the faster ones, he tumbles down, knocked prone on that cube. You are back here when that happens. So, you have one action before Nath goes tumbling down into the abyss below. He's about
Okay, so
He's about 10 feet away from me. What do you do?
can I take a bonus action?
You can do whatever you want. I mean, we're not
Can I
on
take
initiative. So.
an action and a bonus action?
Sure.
Bonus action, burning a key point to get a little extra movement.
Okay.
So that way I have more than enough to get over there, scoop, grab him by the arm, and get ourselves to safety.
Okay. So did you jump straight over to that cube, or are you walking across all three of them?
Jumping across.
Jumping across? Okay,
Yeah.
Well, let me see if it moves out from under you. I mean, it's in the process of moving, but I still got to roll. So you just snap him up and then jump onto the gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Liberation.
And you guys all
Watch
you guys,
that last
Him on the
step.
shoulder.
you guys watched Nath almost tumble down into the abyss.
Alright, Riot's gonna go next.
Okay, go ahead
You
and
draw my path?
Draw out your path.
Now, actually, wait. The gears are like here, right?
These,
Or not the gears, but like the place where there's these three
squares,
blocks,
the
right?
cubes are moving faster because they're interacting with the teeth of this gear, and the dexterity save, if one moves, is higher than the rest of the room.
Gotcha. In that case, let me draw out the path. And I'm gonna jump over those gears.
You're just going to leap over those?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can jump 13 feet with a 10-foot start, and that's what I'm giving myself right there.
Problem is you don't have a 10-foot start. At most, you can get like a 3 or 4 foot start, because each of these gears are only about 4 feet across. Unless you have a 2
I
foot
see what you mean.
stride. Because there's about 2-foot gap in between each of these gears. So getting a run up is
Yeah.
going to be difficult.
Okay. So what does that mean? It means I have half that, I think. I'm trying to look up the rule.
Yeah, it's
It's
half.
a very simple
7 would be
rule. Okay.
enough to make it over, though.
Seven's still enough.
Okay. All right.
Make it past one of these gears.
Riot. Dexterity saving throw when you get to this square.
Okay. Well,
So,
I don't get to put Bard Sauce on that, because that's a saving throw.
so you guys, from the doorway, I mean, you watch Riot disappear around the corner, and then you see her slip, fall prone on the gear.
Yep, and this is what I cast jump for. I jump over there to grab onto Riot.
Okay.
Pulling some Cypher shit is what I'm saying here.
Let me just double check the jump will work just fine on Beator.
If it works real bad, then it's going to be real funny for everyone.
You touch a creature, the creature's jump distance is tripled until the spell ends. So you're casting it on yourself, and then you're going to lift her across.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
Let me make the roll here for you. Okay, and you how far can you jump from a standstill?
From a standstill, I can jump I think 16 feet.
Okay.
Because I was going to be able to jump the whole thing if I got a running start.
So 16 feet from this square, it's 5, 10, 15. So 16 will get you to this square. So you have one more roll to make before you can get you and Riot to safety. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. Make it a disadvantage because you're carrying Riot with you.
Oh, that's fine.
Liberation's getting his hands like, I'm okay, I'll fix them too, no problem. I'll catch everybody.
That's a good disadvantage roll.
Yep. Is that going to succeed? Because if it's not, then I'm going to burn
looking for a 15.
Yeah, I succeeded.
Okay. Just as you land on this one, just like that goddamn purple coin level,
Yep.
it starts to move out from under you, but you deftly move aside. Zook is through the room, no problem, because he's a legendary rogue.
Can I carry someone no problem if I had a running start?
That's an excellent question. I'd certainly let you make the attempt.
Because I'm looking at Kelian. I have a running start on this gear, and then I have a running start in that hallway. And I could just carry him right over.
Well, here's the problem. You kind of have two options. Either you have to grab Kelian up to get your run up, in which case the door will close, or you're going to have to get a run up and snap him up before you jump.
I have a more fun option.
Is it big giant hands?
Yeah, I
was thinking about it.
I'm going to
They
jump
both
back
fell.
over there.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jam the door on this side with a python.
Okay.
And I want it to be visible because my objective here, just so that you know what my goal is to have, once we get across, Kelian to shoot it out.
To shoot it out? Okay. That would be...
Well, why?
To close the door.
Why do
we
we
don't
want
want
to
to leave
close?
doors open.
That's the door I want to leave open. Right there, that one. If we ever have to come back through this room, I don't want to have to open that door while I'm standing on a disappearing cube.
That makes sense. Yeah, we could just leave it there, and then if we ever have to close it because of shadow monsters,
Right.
then we can still. It's still good to have the option, but for now, let's just leave it there.
So you chalk the door open. You sweep Kelian up in your arms, and he blushes and says, "I do declare." You get the run up.
That's very Kelian, yes.
Liberation and Nath.
Let's take a hop.
I need an intelligence saving throw from each of you. DC is 12.
Should I move myself before or after this?
And is this a spell?
Okay. This is not a spell.
Okay. Sorry, I have to ask. I've passed.
Pass.
Oh, very good. As all this shenanigans going on, as Riot and Mahogany are coming across, and Mahogany goes back, you two have spent the most time in this room, and the discongruity between the way these gears you expect them to move and the way they're actually moving is really starting to get under your skin. It's really, really bothering you. The gear at one time looks like it's moving one speed, and another time it looks like it's moving faster or slower, but if it's not moving at a constant speed, then nothing in this room would work. It's really starting to bug you. The good news is, you both passed the save. You've got a door down south here. You've got this hallway. looping around to the left.
I want to get off the spinning
How
thing.
high is the ceiling in this section with the cubes?
About 15 feet, so about 3 cubes tall.
So it's 3 cubes tall. Okay. Nath is doing some mental arithmetic here.
And that's the problem. All the arithmetic that you try to apply to these rooms fails. And it's driving you nuts, man.
See, that's why I think that Mahogany shouldn't have to make this roll, because he doesn't care.
You haven't been in the room long enough yet.
Let's get out of here. This room is starting to jack.
Oh, I'm still
up.
holding Kelian. I'm not putting him down until he says something.
Want to do Mahogany?
Everyone else seems to really want to hold Kelian. I want to figure out what the big deal is.
Nath is just kind of casually walking against the gear, puzzling through these cubes. I'll catch up.
No,
Nah. No splitting up. Like, this is the worst place to split up.
Alright, so each cube has 6 sides.
Sure.
So if you were to use them to encode information...
Matt, the longer we stay here, the longer we're not killing that illithid in the other room.
I thought the illithid was Kugano.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't know the way to his room yet.
right.
So, Riot, you stand outside of this gilded door.
Yep, looking expectantly at Liberation.
I did say I was going to catch the next one.
You did say that.
I
Riot
did.
doesn't forget these things.
Me and my big dumb mouth.
So what's the name of this room, Liberation?
I don't know. Nath, what's the name of this room?
It's 100 chain links.
What? 10, 100?
Yeah.
Is the door 5 feet tall or 10 feet tall?
Where's the hyphen in that?
Door's about 7 feet tall, give or take.
10,
How many cubes are above it?
Just
Okay.
one.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I need to know.
It's
Oh,
a
like,
10
okay, directly above the door in this room, there's not. It's,
Yeah.
It's solid stone.
Okay.
Because it's attached to the hallway on the other side.
Okay. Nath is still trying to work out the exact number of bits of information that are presented by any given state in that room.
Now,
You can,
the question you
Kelian
have
is
to
still
ask
being carried
yourself
by Mahogany. Great.
is, did I put that much effort into that room to determine how many bits of information?
So wait, is that 10, 100 chain links? Or is that 10, 100 chain links?
So, Liberation,
Listen.
you open up this room.
Yes.
I think we're going to find out.
This room's 30 foot square, and it has multiple levels. So it's a very tall chamber, and they're connected by rolling ladders. The shelves of this room, all along the side, are carefully organized and contain meticulously cataloged files. Lots of ledgers and tomes, stacks of scroll cases. The center of the room is a living area. There's a small bed. There's a writing desk. And attached to the writing desk is a length of iron chain that circles around the room many, many, many times. It snakes up and down the stacks along the side of the room, under the bed, under the desk, around the post of the bed, and it snakes upward 3 or 4 levels up, and you see that it's attached to an Amnezu. The end of the
Liberation's
chain
hand
is latched around his leg.
Liberation's hand is unconsciously going to the axe on his belt.
Mahogany's hand is unconsciously going to somewhere on Kelian.
Kelian yells
You're
out,
gonna-
I need an adult!
On the contrary, Mahogany is going to lose.
And as the door opens, the Amnezu looks down at you. Now, an Amnezu is a little, like, squat, kind of goblin-looking sort of Beatisu. They are known to be scribes, sages, keepers of knowledge. But this one is chained to this room.
Liberation cocks his head. What does he need 2 scribes for?
Well, he wasn't the scribe. He's the records keeper.
What's the difference?
I feel like if we're dealing with the records keeper, then Destil should be leading here.
Did you sneak off to go back to the gear room, Destil?
No, but he's clearly not paying any attention.
Liberation elbows Nath.
Maybe he knows how many.
No, I didn't mean Nath. I meant Destil.
Oh.
That was a Final Fantasy joke.
How many bitty things are in the gear
Oh
room?
yeah, no, that makes some sense.
Was Nath saying something? Did you cut out, or are you just thinking?
Roughly 3 times 10 to the 40th. I don't know of a common way to say that number. Nath just suddenly blurts that out of nowhere.
I think you're expecting us to be like, that's weird, but for Nath, it's really not. So I feel like we just don't react.
No, that's exactly what I expected to happen.
Yeah.
And then he kind of nods to himself and continues on.
Riot, you step into the room first.
Mm-hmm.
The Amnezu places down the ledger that he was dealing with, and he slowly reaches down and starts climbing down this rolling ladder to the base of the floor. And as he does, he tells you that the permission giver has persuaded him to give you a fraction of his time.
Has he also persuaded you to give us the silver ones? We can get through them basically no problem. It's just kind of tedious.
He asks why he would do anything to aid you. What can you offer him?
Nothing. Aid us or don't. I know that's not a great sales pitch, but like I said, we're having no problem getting this.
So honestly, if you want something, you gotta sell us.
You guys remember that scene in Labyrinth where David Bowie is talking to the girl, and she's like, "Your maze is a piece of cake," and then he makes it really harder on her?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
Does that mean that we're fine?
Yeah, it means you're actually fine. He tells you that he agrees with you on one thing. That was not a particularly persuasive sales pitch. What are the rest of you doing? Mahogany, you're hand-standing into the room?
I'm walking. Things get very tricky. I'm
Kelian,
all
what are you
crazy
doing?
mixed up.
Are you getting sticky fingers in here?
Yeah, is Mahogany still carrying Kelian?
He's just trying to figure it out.
Okay.
It's not there yet.
Kelian's
It's your
alright.
yearly reminder that Mahogany is 4.
So what is Kelian
No, I mean, it
doing?
would be...
He ain't doing nothing.
Now, is he not doing nothing, or is he not doing nothing with little air quotes?
He ain't not. He doing nothing. He behaving. He's
What's
chaotic good now.
That's true. What's Mahogany doing now that he stepped into the room?
Kind of just like walking around looking at Riot wait, why are we here?
I don't know anymore. I kind of thought we'd be able to hang out with it.
What do you want? We've been doing all kinds of stuff.
And the Amnezu looks at you. He says, "Perhaps you are not accustomed to the nature of devils. Shall I inform you?"
I went to a devil bar that one time. It was awful.
Liberation's still
He
eyeballing
asks
this
the
chain.
name of the bar.
A tasteful explosion.
My God, you actually remember it. I didn't remember it. You could have said anything, and I'd have been like,
It was
"Yeah,
memorable bar.
It was very memorable.
Yeah, that threw you for a look up, Road.
And
Like
he
you're playing
says-
now.
And when you went to this establishment, did you find it to be like other establishments you've drank at? Or did you notice differences?
They wanted us to
The
drink.
take home
people.
was better than usual.
He says that he has no love for Destin Locke. And as he says this, he reaches down and takes up a handful of these chains snaking throughout the room.
Uh-huh.
He says, and Locke knows that were it in my power to do so, I would destroy him and lay waste to his frivolous little empire here.
Sure.
What's stopping you?
A lack of power and allies. The same thing stopping any low-ranking Beatisu from rising the ranks. The same thing stopping every Lemure from being devoured by every pit fiend.
Liberation's still eyeballing that chain, holding a. He's got his axe out now.
So you've drawn a weapon in the presence of the Records Keeper.
I can't tell if that was in character, because you kind of started out with an in-character voice.
No, I'm just asking him. Like, you're drawing a weapon, just confirming.
Yeah.
Okay. The Amnezu holds up his hand in your direction. And he says, because the permission giver has bid me give you some of my time, I will offer you one chance, one word of caution, to stow your blade in my presence.
Liberation smiles and says, "Oh, this blade isn't about cutting flesh. It's not usually."
He means to free you, if that's what you want.
I know
And
you're
Brian
a
looks at
reasonable
Liberation and
person.
says, why do you have to say something so roundabout? Just say what you mean.
Mahogany, what were you saying?
I know you're a reasonable person, so you think, oh, guy takes out a hand axe, he's going to cut me with it. You haven't met Liberation. Chances are pretty good anytime he sees anything chained up, we're going to get in trouble freeing it.
He says, I
Prince.
confess that you have me at a disadvantage as far as knowing personal details about each other. The Master has shared with me none of the information that he's collected on you.
That's
or
rude.
his other visitors. And he says this with some spite and disdain in his voice.
I guess that goes back to the not having any allies.
So about now, Nath walks into the room, just sort of absentmindedly. So if you were to encode a character, common character could fit on 2 cubes. You would have about 25 characters in any given... Oh, no, it's just a bunch of scrolls. That wasn't the archive.
This one walks like a Githzerai, but speaks like a Modron.
He's new. It's a long story.
I think that gear room made a little bit. And Riot makes this circular motion already. Yeah.
He still gets mad when we steal things. He's very new.
So, Liberation, what's next?
So I can't really guarantee you much in the way of allies, but the choice to go where and when you please, that's what I can offer.
And in exchange for this, what would you have of me?
The key to the doors?
And glances back at Liberation. He says, these are the terms.
Yep.
He trundles on over to a large strong box near his bed, fishes out some keys from beneath his robes, opens it up, and he takes out a silver-colored mechanism, very shiny, that looks like it will interact with the mechanism on each of the silver doors. It's definitely not a standard key. It looks quite heavy, and it looks quite unwieldy. Like, we're talking about something maybe the size of a volleyball, but not round. It's got, like, weird jagged edges, and it's got one flat plane on one side so that it can sit flush with the door.
Does it look like a mist puzzle solution? Because that's kind of what I'm getting from what you're saying here.
Little bit, yeah. It looks like something like if we found it in Quern, we'd just be like, okay, that makes sense.
How do you rotate this? All right.
He tells you have to solve 5 pipe dream puzzles before you can use this key.
What?
Fuck.
He tells you that it would not be enough for you to merely strike the chain. Before he would be able to guarantee safe passage to the exit, you would need to first deal with Locke's lieutenants in the barracks to the south. Otherwise, attempting his escape, they would merely give chase, in which case he would be locked in combat with them, which is a situation that he wants to avoid.
Okay, well, we're already planning on that.
So, how about we don't raise the alarm until we're ready to do this?
Would it be enough for you if we were distracting them? Would you be able to escape then?
He says he wants you to bring him their heads. He says he wants you to bring them their very pretty heads. Make a Mahogany. Make an wisdom insight.
Wisdom, charisma, insight check.
No, wisdom insight.
Yeah. No, a 10.
Okay. Yeah,
10 is a low number.
He wants you to bring you their pretty heads. Then he will know he'll have a safe route out. He also says along the way you may also have to deal with the Hound Archon, but you can leave that to him.
What are you going to do with him?
He tells you that Hound Archons are quite low on the hierarchy of lawful good celestials, and at that, this particular Archon has been in Locke's employ for so long that his attachment to law and good has somewhat degraded, leaving him in a particular weakened state. Whereas Ulthor is an Amnezu in high standing, in command of great magical prowess. You need not worry about Matsu Henshin.
Okay. Part of our bargain is that you leave Matsu Henshin alone.
And he tells you that will be impossible. That the man drinks honor the way the rest of us drink fluid. That he would stand at the exit with his sword drawn in the face of an army 10,000 strong to keep him from leaving.